Hello again, everyone. Welcome to the debut episode of a brand new series that I will simply call Top 5. During these shows, I will take a topic from wrestling history and rank my top 5 occurrences for that particular topic. These rankings will be the opinion coming from the mind of a wrestling fan of 35 years. I have no inside information on what causes any scenario in professional wrestling, but I can give you a tried and true fan's perspective. In this episode, I will rank my top 5 heel turns that no one saw coming. Nowadays, you can usually see a heel turn coming from a mile away. There's no shock value. The seeds of a storyline are mostly planned weeks in advance, and we, the fans, are just waiting for the shoe to drop that gets the ball rolling. But there have been some heel turns that have come out of nowhere. These are the ones that I will be putting the focus on with this show. Let's get started with number 5. Steve Austin and The Rock participated in a program that spanned over 5 years. They faced each other on numerous occasions in singles and tag team matches, but they had the most intense 3-match series in the history of WrestleMania. These two squared off at WrestleManias 15, 17, and 19. During the main event of WrestleMania 17, Steve Austin was on the heels of a return from neck surgery that had him sidelined for almost a year. The Rattlesnake won the Royal Rumble match in January 2001, and that punched his ticket for the title match. The Rock captured the WWF Championship in February 2001 by defeating Kurt Angle. So the stage was set for Chapter 2 of the Rock Stone Cold WrestleMania saga. The site for the event was the Astrodome in Houston, Texas. Just prior to introducing the competitors for the main event, Howard Finkel announced that the match would be a no disqualification match. Austin and Rock came to the ring, and the match was going along pretty smoothly. The two combatants exchanged sharpshooters, and both were unable to render a submission from their opponent. Austin would reach deep into his bag of tricks and employ the $1 Million Dream to try to put The Rock to sleep. All of a sudden, Vince McMahon walked to the ring. The Rock would drop the People's Elbow and try for the pin, but McMahon came into the ring and pulled The Rock off just before the referee counted 3. Austin would recover, then hold The Rock so that Mr. McMahon could give the final blow with a steel chair. But that was not enough to keep the champion down. Austin would hit his signature Stone Cold Stunner, and The Rock would still kick out. Frustrated, Austin would demand the chair from McMahon and blast Rock over and over again. That was enough to get the pin and win the championship. Afterwards, Austin would stand in the ring with his bitter rival, the evil Vince McMahon, and shake hands with the boss. Jim Ross coined it best when he said, "Austin is shaking hands with Satan himself." Soon after, the two would drink a beer in the ring, and then the show faded to black. In the weeks leading up to professional wrestling's 1999 signature event, China had betrayed D-Generation X and joined forces with Vince McMahon's Corporation faction. She was set to accompany Kane to the ring for his match with Triple H at WrestleMania 15. During the match, China would betray Kane by hitting him with a chair. It looked like it was an elaborate plan for DX to get one up on the Corporation. It also looked like it worked to perfection. Not so fast. Later in the night, Shane McMahon, a prominent member of the Corporation, was set to defend the European Championship against DX member X-Pac. There was a unifying interview with DX prior to this match where Triple H claimed that China had come back home. X-Pac was getting ready to win the title when there was interference from Triple H, who attacked X-Pac with a pedigree that allowed Shane O'Mac to score the victory. What looked like Triple H reuniting with China to make DX whole again turned out to be Triple H pulling a ruse on his own teammates and joining the Corporation. The British Bulldog. This man had been a good guy for his entire career. Whether he was teaming with Dynamite Kid or venturing out on his own, he was always a hero the fans could depend on. On August 21st, 1995, Men on a Mission were slated to take on the team of the Allied Powers that consisted of Lex Luger and the British Bulldog. Lex Luger was not in the building for the show, so Davey Boy Smith enlisted the help of the WWF champion Diesel. Big Daddy Cool was more than willing to get in the ring with his challenger for SummerSlam, King Mabel. Diesel started the match against Sir Mo, but then tagged out to his partner. King Mabel entered the ring to distract Diesel. From out of nowhere, the British Bulldog attacked the champion with a blow from behind. That knocked Diesel into the waiting arms of the King, who hit a sidewalk slam. Enter Jim Cornette. Davey Boy berated Diesel and slapped him across the face with the approval of the Louisville Lip. Big Daddy Cool then rammed Mabel into the corner, but was met with a swift kick from the Bulldog. One power slam later, Davey Boy Smith stepped over Diesel in a final show of disrespect. Jerry Lawler interviewed Men on a Mission, Cornette, and Smith in the dressing room later, but no one offered an explanation for what had just occurred. Kevin Nash and Scott Hall invaded WCW at the beginning of the summer in 1996. They would disrupt Monday Nitro broadcasts and ask for three men from WCW to step up and face them, plus their surprise third partner. Randy Savage, Sting, and Lex Luger answered the call for WCW, and the teams were set to square off in the main event of Bash at the Beach. The Outsiders came to the ring, but they were one man short for the six-man encounter. When questioned, all they would say is that their partner was in the building but wasn't needed for the match. The total package was removed from the equation early in the match when he was the victim of an errant Stinger splash. This left only Sting and the Macho Man to face the new threats of WCW. Sting would take the brunt of the punishment from Hall and Nash for a significant period of time. Eventually, Sting was able to make it to his corner and tag Savage. Macho was a house of fire when he entered the ring. He was able to fend off both of his opponents until Big Sexy scored a low blow behind the referee's back. Enter Hulk Hogan. The Hulkster made his way to the ring in his traditional red and yellow. The outsiders ran from the ring in fear. Then, in one of the most shocking moments in wrestling history, Hulk Hogan gave his patented leg drop to his best friend, Randy Savage. A couple of leg drops later, Hulk Hogan stood in the ring and raised the hands of Hall and Nash. Hogan would give an interview with Mean Gene Okerlund and declare that there would be a new world order in professional wrestling. At the inaugural Clash of the Champions event, Barry Windham and Lex Luger defeated Tully Blanchard and Arn Anderson for the NWA World Tag Team titles. A rematch for the titles was aired on television on April 20th, 1988. During the match, the total package would get caught in the Horseman corner. He would reverse a Blanchard suplex attempt and make it to his corner to tag Barry Windham. Soon after the tag, Blanchard would run Luger's head into the steel ring post, which kept Lex out of his corner for several minutes. Meanwhile, Windham suffered at the hands of a Horseman double team. Barry would break away and go to his corner to tag, but the total package was still down on the outside. A few more minutes would pass by, and Barry would make it to his corner again. Still no Luger. J.J. Dillon, the manager of the Horsemen, would be heard shouting, "I told you he wouldn't be there for you when you needed him most." Lex would eventually crawl up to the apron in his corner. A frustrated Windham would forcibly tag Luger, slam him into the ring, and then hit a running lariat. Arn Anderson would cover Luger for the pin. Barry Windham cost his team the tag team titles and joined the Four Horsemen in the process. Those were the most shocking heel turns that no one saw coming. This was my top 5. What's yours?